That's the one that came to mind anyway. Like, and in fair, not to say that the old games are guilty of it, but like the old games, like you can almost give them a free pass. Like, you remember when we were playing? You mentioned Pokemon earlier on. When we did the Gen 4 one. I had a Rapidash that knows bounce, and the
Hmm.
bounce like animation is just like boing and then just like hover in the air for like a couple of seconds. So like my rap here, so here's a fire. Here is a fire maned horse just standing 10 feet above the air. Like it
Yeah.
looked fucking ridiculous, you know?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Doesn't that look
I
fucking
have, I,
stupid?
I have, I had a thing of Toucanon using Darkest Lariat.
Yeah,
Jesus, that's awful.
it was a meme in its own right because people rigged it so like any Pokemon could learn Darkest Lariat, so they tried to find the funniest ones. And I think like Snorlax or someone like that, something of like Metagross or something, is like one of the funniest ones you can do.
Jesus Christ. Okay, there's a meme I had missed it. Oh, fuck.
Well,
A Alolan Executor.
yeah, I've
Yeah.
given James plenty of material for tonight.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, back. Okay, Rugen. What's the name are they trying to use with Rugen? What's the English name?
Ruben, I'd say.
Mm.
I hate that this annoys you so much. It's like, let me just complain about the names. No, they change a consonant, James. Get over it. Sorry about you.
Right, just
I'll just
so you
see you
know,
there.
I have a screen by screen here, and I have everything using Darkest Lariat on the other screen. So if I'm laughing, it's because I'm watching Sternjourner use Darkest Lariat.
Oh, I thought you were just criticizing my battling style. Okay, fair enough. I don't feel as bad now.
Oh,
But yes,
nice.
my now. You know, it's also that kind of thing as well. By the way, with the Shadow Pokemon mechanic, I made sure I mentioned this a couple of days ago as well. But the fact that like when you have a Shadow Pokemon like in its maximum form, it is essentially useless. Like it is just an anchor to your team. Um, but the more you unlock it, the easier it is because then you get the like more natural moves and stuff like this. And of course, everything is kind of contrived that like the first move you unlock is not exactly an offensive move. You know,
Yeah,
it's something that is like a utility move or something a bit kind of meh. You know, it's a maybe a priority or whatever. Um, so like now that I've got Vibrava on the final bar, it now finally has Dragon Breath, which is like finally a move that will
so
work.
thankfully it's long enough. Because the other ones were just to go through again. You had like not mud shot. It was a low damage first
Fucking
move.
Sand Tomb. It's a
Sounds
terrible
cool.
move. Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, it's a terrible move. But that's always the same thing where like it's an unfortunate byproduct of like in the regular games when you catch something, it is always like it's not its optimal move set. It's what it's learned most recently, and it deletes the
Yes.
previous one, the oldest one.
Yeah.
So hypothetically, if you were to catch a level 40 Vibrava, it would only know Agility, Screech, fucking Sand Tomb, or Dragon Breath. It wouldn't remember Dig or Crunch, you know? So you can't win in that respect, but like it's
Yeah.
also
Well,
not
so
the biggest thing
the
in the world
mechanic
either.
the mechanic was that like if you had let's say a Game Shark and put a rake of rare
Hmm.
candies on your
Yeah, yeah.
Vibrava as soon as you got it, you'd have a
Hmm.
Vibrava that just knew Shadow Rush at the end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, lots happening.
Yeah. Oh, oh.
Hey, look, it's our old boss. Funny how that works.
Do you remember him?
I remember him from the start of the game. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, how can you forget that face?
I mean,
Fucking Dr. Robotnik's cousin,
He's Gonzap. Okay, what name is Gonzap trying to copy?
Gonzalez.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, look, Mexican motherfucker here.
James now getting so annoyed at the names, he's now becoming racist.
Becoming?
Oh, sorry, yeah, I forgot hate crime violation. I forgot about that. Finally, he's reverted to the mean now. He's shown his true colors.
Oh no.
Mm.
All right. So, snag 'em head. Here we go. So that lad's mustache is where they got the inspiration for Cricketune.
Yeah, yeah, I was about to say, what's the Cricketune should be his mascot Pokemon because of that. Like that, if any Pokemon should be previewed in this game, it needs to be Cricketune. Like it's nailed on. But that was, do you know what? That was one thing you do miss from now Pokemon in that sense. Is that like when if you went to go see the first movie, holy shit, it's a new Pokemon. What the hell is it? It's an elephant that can roll. This is exciting.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of the best memories I have of this franchise. Was you get to oh shit, sorry, the Brava is not sturdy.
No, it is not.
But yeah, I can remember getting to see it was the Pikachu's Vacation, where you got to see,
something like that, yeah.
where you got to see Marl, and then you start off into the Mewtwo movie. And
Yes.
holy shit, it's a Donphan.
And by the way, that was also when Maro was called Peekaboo as well.
Yeah.
Like there was a point where it was referred to as Peekaboo, and then they realized they gave it a proper name.
Yep. Well, for lack of having anything else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So, Jesus, Raikou, like Paper Dragon.
Hmm. Well, again, Vibrava is in fairness it's a middle evolution going up against things that are like 10 levels, 13 levels above it.
Actually, damn! I just noticed level gap there. Oh
Yeah.
fuck!
Don't forget. So let's not forget as well that all of Vibrava's EXP is being locked away in a fucking trust fund.
Very true.
So like once you're actually able to cure Vibrava of its ailment, then you get all of its XP. So if anyone viewing this has been getting really annoyed at me just like loading out with 2 Shadow Pokemon to begin with, the long game has been played here because it's a level 42 Vibrava, and the more XP you can build up, the closer it gets to its evolving level at 45. So hopefully by the time that we do get around to curing it, it will immediately become Flygon just by nature of acquiring its dowry of XP points.
Yep.
And that'll be the same for Raikou as well, by the way. So because even though Raikou is clearly slacking behind at level 40, by the time that we cure him, he will have caught up a little bit. And I've got a few rare candies.
Curum's not going to be about for like another 10 years.
Exactly, yeah. So yes, I say, and like I said, I've got rare candies handy as well, so to be able to get everyone at least calibrated to a certain level before we have a go at the end game.
But I do think this did a good job at showcasing and keeping the myth of the legendaries there. Like,
oh yeah,
if you were playing this game without legendaries, it would be so much harder. But this really just showed like how it just like builds them up that bit more of like, the legendaries are worth it.
Yeah. I suppose that is one kind of element that's kind of missing from modern Pokemon, is that like the legendaries don't really get that kind of premiere booking anymore, and that is also just by virtue of the fact that there's a lot of them now, and they do get forgotten the moment you move on to the next generation,
Maybe Crydon, Miraidon were okay.
Yeah, they were fine because although I would argue as well, actually, in the manga, Kyogre and Groudon are literally the most important thing in the plot. Like they are the plot, which I suppose you could argue is proper order in a sense. So certainly in the anime, I think the majority of that Hoenn run is about those 2 legendaries as well. So they are booked quite well. Well, you compare now to say, Sword and Shield didn't even get any kind of roaming legendaries. They got none, which is such a strange. Was it that or XY?
No,
roaming legendaries.
Hang on. XY got again. XY had the same problem that Gen 3 had, which was you got one roaming legendary based off of what your starter was. So you got the Canto
Oh
Bird
yeah,
based off of what your starter was. That's
yeah.
one, and it's roaming, but it wasn't roaming because it was roaming, but it wasn't catchable until you encountered it like 15 times.
Mm,
And then it always went to Azure Cave.
yeah.
But then on the Sword and Shield, you did have roaming legendaries in the DLC for the
Oh yeah, the Galarian birds.
Galarian
Then
bird.
I'm not counting them.
Okay, well, there's no roaming legendaries provided you discount the roaming legendaries.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not that. It's like the ones in Galar being kind of like like versions of the birds from Gen 1 is
Hmm.
that to me is that in my book is cheating. Like that's a bit that's a bit fucking too much. Like
Are you going to bother trying to catch the Skarmory?
no, I give it a go. I do give it a go. Yeah. Like if people looking here, like I think they would count Galastria and Spectrier as legendaries, but I wouldn't call them wandering ones. You know.
Last year and Spectre absolutely were legendaries. I can't remember the
Yeah.
plot.
Oh, they are legendaries, but not the like didn't as it were the kind of quintessential trios. They are not necessarily there. You know.
Did you have to? Were they roaming at any point in?
There's kind of a point where like you have like an encounter with them, but they're not necessarily. I think they are like you kind of fight them in the overworld. I think, but oh no, sorry, forgive me. I'm thinking of Scarlet and Violet when all the legendaries start popping up everywhere.
All right. No, I was like for Blaster and Spectre, it's like, do you not like plant a carrot for them?
Yeah, there's something bizarre like that where you have to kind of like lure it to wherever you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But then Scarlet and Violet legendary showing up everywhere. Were you talking about the Paradox ones, or what other legendaries are there? The Legends of Ruin.
Yeah, the Legends of Ruin were like an actual like I would consider them to be not roaming legends, but they're like overworld legends. Let's say you're able to actually
overworld legends. They're legends like Articuno was legendary in Gen 1.
Yeah, exactly. But you were able to find where Articuno's lair was in the same way you're able to find Chi Yu's or Chien Pao's like lair. Same with the Reggies as well. So they're all in the same kind of they'd be all in the same ballpark in that respect.
Have you done any of the shiny raids yet for the Treasures of Ruin?
I've been very bold. I've done absolutely none of them. Like I haven't touched my Pokemon game in about a year or two. Like I'm at the point now where I moved on. You know,
if you catch that Skarmory now, does it join your team as like since you're down to one? No, I suppose it wouldn't because you've got a full team of 6.
Much of my previous point, it just takes too much work to clean up a Pokemon, especially at this point in the game. Like,
yeah. Oh no, it was just thinking that if you had an empty slot and you caught a Shadow Pokemon, would you then be sending it out on your side of the field?
No, I don't think it works that way. I could be mistaken, but I don't know, maybe. Like I can't remember the last time when we didn't have a full team. Did it actually work out that way or not? Because I felt like the Shadow Pokemon always ended up being the last one, so the battle was always over. You know?
Yeah. Well, there we go. We beat Gonzalez.
The fact that like he was like we are woefully underleveled and we still had no issue like clearing him is quite something. Like,
see, there's a difference between me and you. I would have said yes, I'd rejoin you and go through that. Like, there's always that cycle of, oh, yuck, I can tell you didn't mean that.
Oh yeah, no, it was more so I was gonna have the girl would turn around and go, why? How would you leave me? I was like, I'm not in the mood for this fucking damsel in distress shit. Just let's just fucking move on, can we?
Fair enough.
So yeah, but seeing that like Gonzalez fucking did kick her ass a little bit in that I decided the best thing to do before I hit the rest of the tower is to, at the very least, get Vibrava cleared of its
Yeah,
ailment, and
yeah,
try and get Raikou there as well. So
yeah.
that is what I do
Look,
now for the rest of this video. So
sure. Okay. So if I
yeah.
remember right, there's you can battle with them and then get them into hyper mode and then call them. You can.
Hmm.
So that's one option. You can
Yeah.
walk with them a lot,
Yes.
or you
Yeah.
can buy dust. I'm going to call it. I can't remember what the actual term is.
It's basically incense.
Inside.
Um,
Okay.
yeah. It's like a kind of a fragrant, like you get like a cologne case and you're able to like
That's it.
massage them into, yeah, that sort of stuff. Um, so yeah, like again, I wouldn't consider them all to be very, like the battling. I think is the most intuitive, like traceable function. Like,
Yeah.
do you really expect yourself to wander around town for a few laps to cure your fucking Raikou? Like
No, look,
it'll be there all
I
day.
think it's you douse them in Dracar Noir and they'll love you.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Um, but even then, like the incense stuff, it like or the sense they work up to a certain degree. Like they
Yeah,
work for something like Vibrava that is again, much as we mentioned during the week, it's like whatever kind of base XP shit you have here, the rarer the Pokemon, the harder it is to comply.
yeah,
So while something like the sense works great for something like Vibrava and the bar goes down immediately, it doesn't do anything for Raikou. But what it does seem to do is that the proportions are better for if it's battling. You know,
yeah.
so this ties into the conversation I was had earlier on about like, okay, if you did a modern take on the Shadow Pokemon mechanic, it's very likely you'll have Pokemon that will only cleanse itself through combat, and some of them will require love. Some of them might just want food, or some of them might just want to be left alone. You know, like introverts exist in the Pokemon universe. I choose to believe. So like, you know, if you can recognize the individual needs of your shadow Pokemon, then I think that's a solid game mechanic to have because each case then is relatively unique. You know.
Oh yeah. No, look, like, yeah, yeah. Um, I generally think we could bring our ideas to Game Freak and bankrupt them because we have thought out ideas that make sense to us,
Yeah.
and they may not translate to anyone besides fucking nerds.
Oh, that is almost certainly true. Well, I'd also say as well, like it's like that's also the joy of the fan made kind of games as well. Is that like if someone
Yeah,
has an idea and can program some level of code, well, there you go. Let's see if it actually works in person. So
yeah,
like the hilarious thing about Pokemon Uranium is like someone had the batshit idea of making nuclear Pokemon. So it's like, okay, let's see how this works. But also it was also all the unique fake mon and stuff like that. That like, yeah, I can see
yeah.
a fire type parrot. I like that like, as conceptually, you know,
Ah, yes, a
like some of them
fairy
are actually
type
really good
cavalier.
ideas. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, even the Delta forms and Insurgents, great idea, fucking great idea, and that
Right.
predated the fucking Alolan forms by a good few years.
No,
Yeah.
but rather at that, is he able to get it unlocked at that much, or does it have to be fully empty?
It has to be fully empty, I'm afraid. Yeah,
Oh Christ, that's
it's
annoying.
it is, and it is purely the fact like I would the one change I would make to this whole mechanic. I don't
Yeah,
mind like having to use a shadow Pokemon in order to unlock it, but I would have it so that if you want to try and cleanse the Pokemon, I would have it working like a capturing mechanic, where if it's at full bars, it's nigh on impossible probability for it to cleanse. It'd be like a one in whatever X amount of chance it is. But the more you whittle it down, it's almost like its own internal health bar. So even if it gets a 1 bar or 2 bar, it's likelier to get cleansed. And you can just try your luck and maybe you have a limit on how many times you can try it and stuff like that, just to stop people from spamming it. You know. But that I
I
think would
feel
be actually more a better way of doing it. It's fine when you have say such a small set of Pokemon to worry about in this game. But if you were to do a third version of this and you have potentially 150, 200 to play with,
yeah.
you need to streamline this mechanic so that it doesn't fucking drag and mean that your players are essentially limiting themselves to a team of 6 and nothing else. Because having this little bit of tedium is actually what you do, what those result in that, you know.